You're gonna edit that out.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a video that should help more of my subscribers. It's not a promotional video. I am talking as a customer of a particular Rolex AD in the United Kingdom called Preston's, and I have had some great experiences since I moved my business to Preston's. Now it's time to come clean. I always say, if you want a Rolex wristwatch in the United Kingdom, get your ass to Preston's, and you have. I can confirm that at least 7 subscribers of mine are now the proud owners of Rolex watches and Patek Philippe wristwatches purchased through Preston's. Get your ass to Preston's. That's what I keep saying. There are 4 Preston boutiques in the United Kingdom. There is one in Guildford, there is one in Norwich, there is one in Wilmslow, and there is one in Leeds. You're pretty much covered if you live in the United Kingdom. What we're about to see are some of my subscribers' experiences that they've had shopping at Preston's. Now, Preston's doesn't know we've done this. This is a gift from myself to Preston's to thank Preston's for what you have done for me. Now, if you're watching this video, take the hint. If you want a Rolex wristwatch in the United Kingdom, get your ass to Preston's and tell them Rennie sent you. Without further ado, let's hand it over to you guys, the subscribers, to tell your stories.
Hi guys, just love to give you a little walkthrough of what happened this past week. Basically, I messaged Brendan regarding getting hold of a bluesy at Preston's, which I've seen in his videos multiple times. Probably 18 months ago now, I went to my local AD, tried registering my interest for the bluesy and the steel. Submariners got told all lists were closed. It wasn't possible. So yeah, it was an awkward meeting. I didn't really feel too friendly, felt out of place, you know, the way you feel in most Rolex ADs. Got hold of Brendan Thursday night, and we messaged to him on Instagram, where he put me in contact with his contact Chris in Preston's, Wilmslow. The following morning, Friday morning, I rang Chris. We had a 5-minute chat. I told him about the experience I had at my local AD. I booked an appointment with Chris Saturday. Got to Preston's about 1 o'clock, where he brought the bluesy out, let me try it on, asked if everything was alright, give me time by myself, the watch out, fitted it to size. Brilliant experience, and we were talking about watches. He let me try on multiple models, various other subs, a solid gold day date. But yeah, I ended up buying the Submariner bluesy, more than happy, and I can't speak highly enough of Chris and the Preston's environment. Absolutely just top tier. Yeah, and I would also like to give Brendan a thank you, because without this it wouldn't have all transpired, would it? So yeah, that's just, I can't speak highly enough of Brendan himself and the staff at Preston's, especially Chris. A big thank you, and I hopefully will be a returning customer.
I was a customer with Whittles in Preston. In September 2023, I purchased a very expensive watch for my wife and a watch for myself, and a ring, a custom-made ring for my daughter. I was under the impression that for my birthday, my 52nd birthday, I was getting a particular watch. Fast forward to my birthday 6 months later in 2024. No watch. I reached out to the manager and I asked her via text, "Hi, have you got anything for me?" She replied, "No!" which basically means get lost. And that was it, guys. No alternatives offered, nothing. So what do, you collect watches, you like watches, you want to buy a birthday watch, you start looking around. I then made an appointment to go and see Chris at Preston's. This was my first time at Preston's of Wilmslow in Cheshire. Went in there, I was wearing my green OP and my wife was wearing her Rolex, both purchased at Whittles. Chris knew we shopped at Whittles. I made sure he was aware of that. I didn't want to be on 2 wait lists, so I was only in there for a coffee and a chat and to see what they had available. Chris was very welcoming. The environment in Preston's is completely different to Whittles. It just is. He brought me out an array of watches and he didn't say they were available, but I got the feeling that if I liked one of them, they were available. But sadly, none of the watches were what I wanted. So Chris took those watches away, went in the back, and I assumed we were done. Drinking my coffee, and the wife had actually popped out to do some shopping. And he then brought out a tray with, I believe, a Sky Dweller on the tray, could be wrong, and the Yachtmaster. Tried on the Sky Dweller, gorgeous watch, just too big for my wrist. Trial on the Yachtmaster, and it was like, hang on a minute, this feels good. It was a rose gold chocolate dial Yachtmaster. Gorgeous watch, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now what Chris didn't know was, he didn't know that Whittles had let me down badly. He didn't know that I wanted a birthday watch. And I just said to him, is this watch available? Chris said, sadly, no, this one isn't available. And I looked him in the eye and I said, right, I would like to buy this watch now. I basically turned a chat into a negotiation. He then said, Brendan, it's a rose gold watch. Do you really want a rose gold watch? And I went, 100%. And he said, are you sure? Now he kept asking me these questions for a reason. The reason was he needed to get authorization and he didn't want to make a call for no reason. He then got on the phone to somebody else, came back and said, yeah, you can have this watch. Within 3 seconds, my credit card was out and that was it, done. Sized on the wrist, done. And now I'm a customer of Preston's, of Winslow. Now, since I have become a customer of Preston's, I have no longer had the desire to return to Whittles, and I would highly recommend anybody to go to Preston's for a completely different experience. You're going to cut that bit out, aren't you? You're going to edit that out? Okay.
Yes, no problem.
Since shopping at Preston's, I've been very lucky. I have purchased some other watches and the experience has been so good I wouldn't purchase a watch from anywhere else. I highly recommend Preston's at Winslow. If you want to get yourself a Rolex watch, I believe Brendan says, get your ass to Preston's.
Thanks, Brendan. So my experience of Preston's in Norwich, a bit of backstory, it was not Preston's until last year, I believe. So it's an independent local jeweler. It's the only AED in the area, which means that I only had that or the secondary market as my Rolex options. So I thought I'd chance my arm in there. Obviously you hear lots of stories about spend history, dealer games, etc, etc. So yeah, with Preston's being my only option, I popped in last year, back end of last year, expressing an interest in Rolex. The watch I wanted at the time actually got discontinued this year, but so I put my name down and I was treated with respect. I was treated courteously, and I was just told that obviously that it's difficult, they don't know the allocation that they receive, and that it might be a bit of a wait. And then as it sort of got closer to Watches and Wonders, there was rumours that this watch was going to be discontinued. They couldn't guarantee it would be or it wouldn't be, but they did state that there was potentially the option. And they told me during Watches and Wonders period, so I received an email from the staff at Preston's to say that they were discontinuing that watch, which then led to an invite to come back into the store, which I thought was really good, to try on some different watches, see if I wanted to change my mind. So I did. I tried on some watches from their pre-owned collection as well. So they had they had a good choice of certified pre-owned. So I got a chance to see different watches, different configurations. I put my name down for something else, which was a Datejust white Roman with a fluted bezel, a Jubilee bracelet in a 36, but I wanted a new one, so I put my name down for that. Again, the staff at Preston's were really good, really friendly, really helpful, let me try on a few different watches, gave me some available watches as well to try, but just weren't in the configuration I wanted. I was then offered the white Roman in a 36, but with a domed bezel, and I turned it down because it wasn't the watch I wanted. So again, hearing different stories from different people online, obviously I was like, does that mean I'm now finished? Obviously I've turned one down, what's the deal? But I was adamant I didn't want that configuration. For me, it wasn't the right choice. Eventually I got the call to say that the option I wanted was available, or the configuration I wanted was available, but as a 41. I went in and tried the 41 on and ended up purchasing it as it was in the configuration I wanted. I wasn't overly fussed about the size. So yeah, really good experience. Preston's, Norwich, they were really good the whole way through, really friendly, really informative, kept me in the loop the whole time. So yeah, nothing but good things to say about Preston's in Norwich.